Hey, what's up guys? My name is Cameron Gallagher, and today I'm going to talk about the Deity S-Mic 2. So let's get into it. So for years now, I have had the exact same shotgun mic, the Audio-Technica AT897. I've probably bought that in like 2013 or so, and it's been my main shotgun mic since. And it's been one of those things where it's worked, so I've really never thought of really purchasing anything else because it worked. But recently on a short film shoot, I had an audio engineer come in. They used another shotgun mic, and I honestly can't remember the name right now, but the shotgun mic sounded so good that I realized that maybe my shotgun mic wasn't as good as I thought it was. So I did a little bit of research, and one of the things that I kept seeing pop up was the Deity S-Mic 2. Now, of course, Deity is owned by Aperture, so they are a part of Aperture. And of course, Aperture, as we know, I'm using right now, the Aperture 300D. They are a company that is really just pushing the low-budget filmmaking and creating great products for low-budget filmmakers. So I thought, okay, it's definitely worth taking a look at. So I emailed Deity, and they were super kind enough to send me the Deity S-Mic 2. So I have a story about when I first got this. When I first got this microphone, I put it head-to-head with my Audio-Technica AT897, and at first, I didn't like it at all. Now hold on, before you click off this video, just wait to the end of the story because it's very interesting. So when I actually took the microphone into my editor, I noticed that the microphone sounded really muffled and flat. And I thought, wait a minute, there's gotta be something wrong. So I thought maybe I had a lemon microphone or something was wrong with it, or I was doing something wrong. So I had a project that really wasn't that important. So I thought, you know what, I'm gonna use the Deity S-Mic just by itself. I'm gonna bring it in and just see what happens. And when I brought back the footage, it sounded incredible. So I was trying to think, why did it sound so bad the first time? Or at least why did I think it sounded so bad? And this kind of came to the perception of a microphone in a versus situation. What was happening was the Deity S-Mic actually has a very flat sound profile. This is a really good thing for people who want to dive into the audio and actually use compressors and EQ and actually change the dynamics of that audio. But what happened was when I put them head to head, my Audio-Technica AT897 sounded very crisp and clear, but my Deity S-Mic sounded kind of flat. And with some later testing, I realized that my Audio-Technica AT897 was actually very, very tinny, which made the Deity S-Mic sound more muffled, and in reality, that is not the case at all. If you're someone who purchases this mic and you put it against another microphone, keep that in mind. But since then, I've used this on every project, and I absolutely am in love with this thing. Of course, I'm using it right now for this whole video, and the sound quality is just so nice. One of the biggest things that actually was successful for my tests against the Audio-Technica AT897 was actually the noise floor. The noise floor on this microphone is so much lower. So I record everything on the Zoom H6, and in most cases where my Audio-Technica AT897, something like this where I'm about 1.5 feet away, I would have to have my gain set around 8. With the Deity S-Mic, I actually have my gain closer to 5, so the Deity S-Mic needs so much less gain, which of course lowers the actual noise floor, and again, just makes your audio sound that much better. It's a lot easier to get rid of background sounds or things like that because again, your mic is much hotter, so you're having to bring your overall level down. Now, one of the things about shotgun mics is some shotgun mics have a very narrow axis, and I was really worried about the Deity S-Mic and how it was going to work if things were to move in and out of that axis. And I can tell you from experience on set, it is not a big deal. I've had people move back, and I've had people move forward in interviews and side to side on interviews, and you're probably hearing it still, but it is 100% usable. There is really not that much difference, but it is very good at still shielding most of the surrounding sounds outside of it around. Now, granted, it's not going to be as good as like a hypercardioid indoors when it comes to reflections, like echoes and stuff like that, but I've been using this inside, and I really cannot complain at all. This microphone is just awesome. Taking this thing out of the box, one of the first things I noticed was the build quality. This thing is built solid. It feels heavy. It feels like it could be, smacked off like a C-stand or something and be totally fine. My Audio-Technica AT897 was metal, but it's felt kind of like aluminum, like really flimsy aluminum. This thing is actually brass, so it is like very strong. It feels really strong. It just feels heavy duty, and it's still pretty compact. It's nice and short. It's not like it's a really long shotgun mic, like I think it's a 416 from Sennheiser, where it's like really big. So this thing is really nice. It can easily fit in a bag or something, and it's just really nice and portable. So now I could get into all the different specs and all those types of things, and of course I could go on and on for days about all the specs, but I thought instead of telling you all of that, let me just show you some examples. So all the clips you're about to see are examples. Use the Deity S-Mic in a ton of different scenarios. When I mean a ton of different scenarios, I mean some of them have refrigerators behind them, background noise, like all kinds of stuff.
How you holding up? I know. Me too. These are pretty impressive. Do you sell any of these?
Not yet. Someday.
I bet you'd make a pretty penny if you sold some of them online.
Maybe.
You talk about having food, friends, and conversation. And, with food, there's so much that goes around it. There's so much potential just being able to work together as
Students coming up to me saying they're tapping trees in the backyard. I've got students coming up to me saying, hey, I just got hired at one of the big maple producers in town.
That's where we actually collect ourselves. We don't have vacuum lines, and the kids boil, basically until their sap turns into syrup. There's no.
I mean, after 3 years, we're beyond the 5-year plan, which is a lot of fun, and it obviously makes I'm very proud of that. I'm very proud of our team that we've been able to accomplish that. I mean, after 3 years, we're beyond the 5-year plan, which is a lot of fun, and it obviously makes I'm very proud of that. I'm very proud of our team that we've been able to accomplish that.
So as you can hear, that sounds incredible. One of the biggest things is in some of the interviews, particularly in the ones that were actually in the bar section, there was a refrigerator behind that was creating a ton of noise. And although, yes, you can hear it in the actual raw video, because again, it was a little bit of a wider interview shot and we couldn't get super tight with the microphone, you can really hear what a difference just a little bit of noise reduction can make. And again, if I was using my Audio-Technica AT897, it would have just been way too loud and probably unusable. So at the time of filming this video, the Deity S-Mic goes for $359. Now I know if you're a beginner or you're in that like really low budget range, you might say, well, $359 for a microphone, like that's insane. But you have to remember that investing in good audio equipment is very, very important. Again, when I was younger, this was something I didn't think about, and actually the first mic I bought before my Audio-Technica AT897 was just one of those like cheap microphones for like 40 bucks on Amazon. And although yes, it can work in certain scenarios, one of the biggest things I'd recommend investing in is audio. So it's worth looking into a good microphone, a good recorder, a good mic stand, good mic cables. All of those are gonna really make a big difference in your actual overall production value. Now, Deity was nice enough to send the Rycote kit with this, so this is basically the Rycote shock mount, and this thing's really awesome. Again, if you have a little bit more budget for it, totally recommend it. I love the fact that it hooks into any of my 5/8 studs, so I can actually put it right in my C-stand like I'm doing right now. There's some BTS photos, you can see that. But it's just really nice, it's really sturdy, it holds it very nicely. Any shock absorption, I actually handheld this once before. We were doing some like really quick dialogue scenes and we had to just get it really fast. And hand holding it was no problem, I didn't hear any shaking or reflections or anything like that. It also comes with a windscreen and a dead cat. I will say the windscreen ripped when I first got it, so it is torn a little bit, not a big deal. But the Rycote dead cat is actually super nice. Like I really, really like this thing. Really high quality. And this is great if you're filming outside and you're doing dialogue outside, whether it's for a short film or interviews or whatever it may be, it really, really does make a difference and really helps. But anyway, guys, I cannot recommend the Deity S-Mic 2 enough. I'm going to be sure to leave it linked down in the description below. And of course, again, I am not sponsored by Deity at all. They did send me this mic and they were super kind enough to do that. But I want to thank them, so be sure, give them some love down there. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. And let me know down in the comments below what your favorite mic is and if you're going to pick up the Deity S-Mic 2. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys later.